containment field, leaving glistening trails across the forbidden zone. Stabby, his programming overriding any semblance of caution when faced with uncleanliness, detected the residue. With a determined whir, he crossed the red line. Dr. Thorne, who was in the lab conducting behavioral analysis, noticed the approaching Roomba with a jolt of alarm. "Ensign Ramirez, Stabby's breached containment," he yelled into his comm. Before Ramirez could respond, Stabby reached the edge of Goopy's extended pseudopod. The slime, sensing the approaching mechanical entity, pulsed with a bright, inquisitive blue. It reached out further, a small tendril of green goo tentatively touching Stabby's metallic chassis. What happened next was not an explosion, not a violent reaction, but something far more perplexing. The slime seemed to recoil slightly from the cold metal. Then its pseudopod made contact with the duct tape holding the knife. A ripple of emerald green ran through Goopy's form. It paused, its small, cartoonish eyes, a feature Dr. Thorne still found unsettling, focusing intently on the blade. Then, with a speed that belied its gelatinous nature, Goopy began to engulf the knife. The slime flowed around the metal, its form shifting and contorting. Stabby, for his part, continued his program cleaning routine, seemingly unaware that a sentient lifeform was in the process of incorporating his primary weapon into its very being. Dr. Thorne watched in stunned silence as the green slime completely enveloped the knife, leaving only a slight bulge in its otherwise amorphous form. Goopy then pulsed a bright yellow, a color Dr. Thorne's research indicated signified confusion or perhaps indigestion. The lab door hissed open, and Ensign Ramirez rushed in, her face a mask of panic. "What happened? Is Goopy weaponized now?" Dr. Thorne could only shake his head, his scientific mind struggling to process the bizarre scene. I don't know, but I don't think Stabby will be cleaning this mess up anytime soon." Chapter 3, Stabby and the Sentient Space Slime, Part 2. The immediate aftermath of Goopy's acquisition of Stabby's knife was anticlimactic. The slime, now sporting a rather conspicuous bulge, simply pulsed a few more times, cycling through shades of yellow and a tentative orange before settling back into its usual translucent green. Stabby, seemingly unfazed by the loss of his primary offensive capability, continued his cleaning duties, diligently circling the lab and occasionally bumping into the containment field. Dr. Thorne ran a battery of scans on Goopy, his brow furrowed in concentration. The slime's internal structure, it's fascinating. It seems to have integrated the metal into its form, almost like a reinforcement. The sharp edge is still there, just coated in a layer of organic material. Ensign Ramirez peered nervously at the slime. "So, it's still dangerous?" "Potentially.